This country has shown a lot to me, being here, like all these 19 years, and you can do whatever you want, if you put your mind to it. And just, I'm proud to have a last name from a, foreign country, as a lawn care company.
You might notice that the sweatshirt I'm wearing says Gomez Lawn Care, and while this episode is not sponsored by them, it is my great honor to be speaking to the owner and founder of Gomez Lawn Care, and that is none other than Luis Gomez himself. Luis, hey, thank you so much for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you. It's an honor being on the show, and just can't wait.
Right on, man. Hey, it's been a long time coming, to be honest with you. People have recommended I have you on for quite a while now. I've done some business with you, made some commercials, and you really do great work. And just for anyone who's curious, how old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
20 years old. How old is Gomez Lawn Care then?
We're at 4 years going into next season. So
you started it at 16 then?
Yeah, somewhere right around there. Yeah, that's when we established the company name and stuff. So
okay, wow. Well, before we move on, tell everyone, what is Gomez Lawn Care? What do you guys do? What are you about?
Gomez Lawn Care is a lawn care company that mostly mows and does a good amount of landscape, like mulching, just a lot of service.
No, you're good. It is lawn care service.
Yeah.
It's a lawn care service. Yeah. It's so interesting because I asked you, are you 21 yet? Because I know you're more of a reserved guy. Yeah. I don't know if you're shy. Maybe you can tell us if you're shy, but I was going to offer you a beer to loosen you up a little bit. But yeah, so you're only 20 years old. Are you a shy guy?
I mean, once we break in the words, we can kind of keep it going. But yeah,
okay.
For the most part, I'm really reserved. Just don't really, just kind of focus on what I need to get done and do, and kind of go from there. So,
where do you think you got your work ethic from? Because it's very true. I see you work these incredibly long hours. I'll ask about when you get up and when you finish a typical day here in a second, but where do you get your work ethic from?
My dad. That's all he showed me how to work. When I was, I don't know, 8 or 9. He'd take me up to his work, and on some Saturdays he'd let me slap on some labels up to the boxes. They work for like a meat packaging place, so I'd slap those on there, and kind of ever since then, I mean, just being outside has just really a lot of opportunity has just gone from just that little Saturday half day work to just working. 12 hours a day most of the days. Starting like 5 o'clock in the morning, getting up and just kind of rolling the trucks out like 5:30, starting mowing, and just kind of getting the whole bread and butter just, through the week and just flowing through. So,
man, dude, most kids your age, I shouldn't call you a kid, you're a grown man, you're an adult, are playing video games, or maybe they're in college and maybe they just have to go to class, they'll get a lunch prepared for them, but you're out there making money, doing it the hard way, getting up early, and you're running your own business and have been for 4 years now. It's really incredible. Yeah. Before we dive into that, where do you come from?
So I was actually, not many people know, but some do. I was actually born in Mexico. It's a city now, Nuevo Laredo. It's a border town across Laredo, Texas, and so just came over at the age of like 1 or so, and just been here residing, and just been living in the area for ever since I was 1, so 19 years. And I lived in the Prairie Central District all my life. Never changed schools or nothing. But we've moved a couple towns here and there, and that kind of made the business go as in a struggle. But now we're in the area, and we've been here. So,
why'd your parents move here in the first place?
Better life. Just I'm not too sure. I was just young little boy, 1. So, but they made a right choice to make their way over here, and it's just exciting, kind of making a name for it. The Gomez part of it. Over here in a small town that, one day we want to serve a good area, but it's just really comforting and just something to be proud of.
So you've never asked your parents like directly, why'd you guys come over here?
Not really.
I'm not surprised, because we're both Mexican guys, right?
Yeah.
And it's a strange thing in the older generations in Mexican culture. It's like you just didn't have those deep talks. Like, Mom, Dad, tell me about your life growing up. My dad, I've asked him so many times about his parents who are full Mexican, straight. Well, my grandma was from Mexico. And he said, I don't know much of anything. We just never talked about it.
Yeah.
And so that's really interesting. I'm not surprised maybe that you haven't talked to your parents about that. Just curious, I assume they speak fluent Spanish, both of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do they speak English now?
Yeah. For the most part, my dad, he has his struggles. I mean, any foreign speaker, if it's not your prime language of English, it can be hard. But here has gone like 5 years back. My mom couldn't really speak, a good conversation, and it's just the same way for my dad. He's been here since 15 or so. So it's been, he's had his struggles not being able to communicate at times and stuff. And so, but here we are.
How does he feel about that, do you think? Or how does that make you feel? Is it, well, I'll just let you answer that. When he struggles with communicating and speaking English.
So like when we were young, me being an only kid, I'd always have to at the parent-teacher conferences, we'd always have to, I'd have to interpret it, to my parents one way or another. And, for a couple of years, when you're growing and stuff, you kind of get that point where, it's you kind of get embarrassed and stuff. But, I kind of grew out of that. And, it's a problem that I can see that if I can actually just do that for them, be able to just have a simple conversation with somebody instead of them trying to communicate. I'll try my best and just relay the message. So,
Now, how big is your family?
So with us, I got two younger sisters, and so it's 5 of us. My grandpa, and we got 2 uncles. It's 3 brothers in total here.
No, they don't all live in the same house, do they?
No, we live in the same town. We're actually a couple blocks from each other. So.
Okay. Are they all from Mexico?
Yeah.
Wow, the whole family came over, the Gomez clan.
Yep.
Wow, okay.
So.
Now, who was involved in starting Gomez Lawn Care? It wasn't all you, was it, at 16, or was it mostly all you?
It was mostly me. My girlfriend, Madison Bell, she's been with me for the journey. Just kind of thinking of what should we name the company, and she's the one that pushed me towards going and doing what I wanted to do most. And so,
how long have you two been together?
It's just
you should know this.
We just 3 years this year, in August, or no, that's June.
You better apologize to her.
Yeah.
Here, she's right here on the camera. Sorry, baby. Okay, so she wasn't there at the inception of the whole idea, but she was there when it really started getting going then.
So when the company put the name and everything, she was right there. And it's been something else. Just when we first started, I mean, we don't have the same equipment that what we started with, and it's come a long ways. I mean, little S10 truck that she'd rather want me to have right now. Learning how to push mow, the 0 turns, and I mean she's learned it all now. So
she's like your number one worker then. She works right alongside you.
Yeah.
Okay, all the time?
Most of the time. I mean, she's working a full-time job now, so it's as the years have progressed from the beginning, it's been a little bit harder, but as much as she can help, she helps as much as she can.
Okay. How did you get started? Maybe before that, why did you decide to start doing this landscaping, this lawn care business?
So it's kind of gone from before I could drive. I would say the story I'd stick with would be Dad's buddy. He actually had me push mow, and I couldn't even drive at the time, and so one way or another, I'd have to go into town. We used to live out in Strawn, so I mean that's 7 miles. Just trying and not being able to drive for $20 or so just to mow, and it just became something that it was such an easy job for me to just go and do, and that was just something to be proud of just getting it knocked out pretty quick, and just that good feeling. I just have that work ethic to make everything look nice, and I mean that's to me that's where it's kind of gone from. So
mowing your dad's buddy's property kind of just ignited something in you, like, hey, I did this thing, I did a good job, and I got paid for it. And it was just for some reason fun. Do you like this, what you do? Do you like landscaping and lawn care and all that? It's not really landscaping, it's mostly lawn care in a variety of things that encapsulates, I guess.
For the most part, I mean, I like the actual work. Landscaping, I'm still debating whether we should continue that on, just because time and stuff, and you just got to know a lot of stuff, and that's just kind of. But I enjoy hopping on the mower, going on to the next house, the string trimming part. I know some of the people that help me now, they don't enjoy everything. But I mean, I enjoy it all, from being out in the snow when it's, like last year having like 2 feet of snow, that was a struggle for us, but we made it happen. And I just like being outside. So it's just, as long as I have, the energy in me, I can finish off the day.
So you start like getting in this zone of, hey, let's keep working, then you start getting rolling, and then at the end of the day you're exhausted, and that feels good.
Well, yeah, for the most part. I mean, most of the time, by the time I get home, you're looking at like 9:30, 10 o'clock. So it's it's tiring just trying to do a lot, but it's the time just keeps ticking. So it's like a bomb.
The tractor cab is the mission control of the entire farming operation. Worn out and outdated tractor cabs lead to annoying discomfort, hindered productivity, dangerous sound levels, and lower resale value. This is why you need to revive your tractor cab with Fair Cab Interiors. Today, we use our vast facility in the cornfields of Illinois to manufacture high-quality custom tractor upholstery for over 750 models from the 1960s all the way through to the 2010s. Our team of product engineers carefully design each new part, emphasizing product fit and ease of installation for anyone to install. We offer acoustical foam panels, pro-formed plastic panels, headliners, floor mats, door and window seals, seats, and much more. We carefully monitor lamination quality, use premium grade foam, and utilize the highest standards of raw materials when manufacturing. With our massive inventory and delivery trucks that pick up daily, logistics are a snap. Our call center is manned not by robot answering machines, but real, experienced, and knowledgeable people who will provide you with installation tips, product details, and help with any questions you may have before or after the sale. But don't just take our word for all this. See what people are saying on faircab.com and Google reviews, where we've earned over 2,000 5-star reviews.
When the time comes to fix up your aging tractor interior, try out the cab interior experts at Fair Cab. Visit us at faircab.com or give us a call at 815-692-3355.
What did the beginnings of your business look like? Was it just a kid pulling in his crummy little car or something, a trailer with one mower in it?
So it was more of as like when I got my license, I had a truck before I could drive, and I kind of worked towards that. And so I had this like little S10 truck, and I remember like I played sports like freshman and sophomore year. Not good at anything, but I just wanted to do something. And I remember like taking a push mower. We had like a 22-inch Toro, and I just put it, in the back of the truck, and I didn't really have much, to start with, but that little S10 with that little push mower, and just making a Facebook post on my personal page, it got me a good solid 5 people, and, I just want to keep that going. So that would have been, my my sophomore year, getting the permit and stuff, to junior year kind of rolling right in. And my uncle from Wisconsin, he actually gave me some pieces of equipment, and that really helped me, be in a solid spot. We've had to upgrade, quickly, as, none of this stuff is like new and stuff. I remember having like a sweeper just to get
a sweeper.
Yeah, just
What do you mean a sweeper?
Just to blow.
Broom?
Yeah, a broom. Just
Okay.
to get the clippings off, and stuff like that. And Dad had like a weed whacker, like Craftsman. I mean, it felt so good getting that first, trimmer when I could just buy it and stuff like that. So it's been an evolution with the business overall, in the 4 years or so.
When you said permit, did you mean like your driving permit?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Were there any legal hoops you've had to jump through so far? Because you're a much more established large business now. You have a nice truck, you have a giant trailer that pulls all sorts of equipment. I was amazed when I jumped on site to film a commercial for you.
Yeah.
All the stuff you have, this massive zero-turn mower, these weed whackers, just rows and rows of these things. Have you had to jump through some legal hoops? Have you had to become a certain kind of business entity, or what?
So I, like, for my first couple of years, I really didn't run. I just kind of just labeled my name, as going as lawn care, but nothing, but as soon as I, was going to graduate, before I turned 18, I did want to, legalize everything. We still have another step before we can actually, be like a legit, like LLC, the next structure. But that's kind of where we are. So.
Okay. So are you a formally established business of some sort, like a sole proprietorship?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Got it. Yeah. Sole proprietorship is probably the way to go, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
What do I know? But I know a little something, so.
Yeah.
So what's it been like for you to watch this business grow from a kid with a small truck and a push mower to what it is today? You're hiring people to help you do a number of lawns all day long. You've got the incredible zero-turn mower. You got a sweet new truck. You've got the giant trailer. Your name is out there. Your signs are in all these yards in Central Illinois. What's that been like for you?
I mean, every year, as the years, the season goes on, like I said, it's been an evolution. Just every year we're always upgrading and we're always changing things, because as more efficient as you can be, especially in the lawn care industry, I mean, it makes it a big tremendous just overall just change. Because if it's taking you a lot longer to do something and you can find a way to do it faster, then you could probably knock out as much more, jobs and stuff. So
how have you managed to make your systems and practices more efficient, and how has that helped you?
Like I said, upgrading the equipment, that, the right equipment, it's always, you might as well get, the best of the best that you can get, because it's overall you're struggling if you don't have, the right piece of equipment. Or like for us, we've been managing, bigger stuff than what we did at all, like the last couple of years. And if it wasn't for having as many pieces of equipment, like string trimmers and mowers, we would not be able to, go ahead and just go and do those. So
what area of land do you service?
We are in the Livingston County, and we only really do like 90% of the work. Forrest, Fairbury, Chatsworth, and Chenoa. So it's a small circle, but we're able to, go in a good radius, and it's efficient. So
You think you dominate that area? Is that what you said? You said something about 90%? Do you mean like of the lawns that are getting serviced by people like you, you're doing 90% of them when it comes to Chenoa, Fairbury, Forrest?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
I like that. No, be cocky. That's good. I shouldn't say cocky. Be confident. I like it.
But no, that's like our area that we just service, and the farther out you can go, it has to be worth it. But in the smaller communities, it's crazy just being able to grow in Fairbury. We live in Forrest now, and I only had one place I mowed. Now we got like 7, 10 of those. I mean, it makes a big difference once you get established in one area. The word just keeps going on and on.
When you say that you have 7 places to mow in Forrest alone, what does that mean exactly? Does that mean you agree with them, you sign a contract or something that you will come every week and mow the same property every single week?
So for us, we are like no contracts, just because for that same reason we don't know as much for like the season. Like we haven't been in the seasons as much, but I've been always like looking, typical, like what did we mow last year? What did we mow, the year before? So then just being like, for me, I hate being in subscriptions. So I'd rather not have to, sign a contract, because like if something doesn't work out, then we aren't like tied into, something that we have to get, an attorney for or anything like that. Mm-hmm. We do like commercial work, and that like all that stuff is just, signing stuff. So for just legal reasons, just we want to be on the same page.
Do people pay you before or after you mow their lawns?
After. So it's sometimes it works out, sometimes it's it's a wait, but I mean, from the beginning it's been the same way. So
how do they pay you? Do they mail you a check? Because I would imagine you mow a massive lawn, right? You knock on the door, no one's home.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah. So for us, we actually got a system in place this year, this over winter. We started working on like getting all our clients that we had on the other CRM and put it all on this one. We've actually been able to do a bunch of just online payments. I would say like 75% just pay like right on there, and then the rest just like send checks. So it's instead of doing like the Venmo thing and stuff like that I see some other companies do, it's just too much to track, So it's
right. The website, it's all right there on the back end. You can just look at all the payments made by who, when it happened, and they do normally pay right after you mow, correct?
Yeah. I mean, we give them like net 7, net 30, like just depending.
What does that mean, net?
So like once we issue the bill, they have like so many days to pay it. So they can do it between there or up to that date. And if for whatever reason, it becomes like a holiday, it might go past due, and we just resend, all that stuff back to them. But
okay, so for people that don't know, net 30 basically means you have 30 days to pay.
Yes.
After the deed is done, you have 30 days.
Yep.
What happens if they don't? And have they ever not paid?
We've had this year we've had a couple of customers, but and this was one of those things that I've learned that you just don't burn your head for those. I mean, if they're a huge job like landscape jobs, we always like put a deposit for that, because we got to get material and stuff, So everything else after that, it's kind of just per time. It's fair enough for us to bill you for 3 times that we actually came, then prepay for the season or something like that, and it doesn't. You only came twice, so it's fair both ways.
Where do you learn your business practices from? Who's teaching you?
Dave's Supermarket in Fairbury is my favorite grocery store, not just in Central Illinois, but in the world. And for good reason. They have the most incredible customer service, friendly carry-out workers, an exquisite and affordable bakery where fresh-baked goods are prepared daily, and a deli market that is truly top-notch, that provides plenty of seating, delicious food, and even free coffee, if you can believe that. And their canned meats are out of this world. This is all just the tip of the iceberg, though, so if you haven't been here, you are really missing out. Come check out Dave's Supermarket in Fairbury, Illinois, where they've been wowing the customer for 72 years.
I go a lot on YouTube and just look at the big guys from the industry that they just encourage everybody, and I've been to conferences, exposition. Just that's why I'm so like invested of reinvesting into my own, company, because I've already been, at the bottom, and I'd rather see that if all my guys are going to help me mow, we have good pieces of equipment, and they're not just, breaking down. We can't get it started, one way or another. So it's just gone the way it's gone. And
What would you recommend to young kids who want to be entrepreneurial? People from Prairie Central, we have a high entrepreneurial rate. I don't know what it is because we're not actually doing studies on it, but people can just look around and say there's a lot of people who have started successful businesses. Gomez Lawn Care, Emancipation Brewing Company, Nap this or that. I mean, all these AC last names, they seem to really be good at business. And it's just a great community for being entrepreneurial. However, the majority of business startups do fail within the first year.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to kids that are going to watch this and know you about how to better go about starting their businesses?
Just research like what you are interested in. Like for me, it was like kind of easy just to, already doing it in high school. Like instead of going to college, why not like focus on this? Like I can make it go long term. Even if it fails, I can always go work for somebody else. I mean, even if it if it didn't work out, but it's like I said, researching, seeing what you're interested in, and always have a backup plan, because if it does not work out, you have something else to rely on. And
right, take a risk while you're young. I think of life as a ladder, right? You're just climbing up the ladder. When you're 35, 30 years old, you have a family, and they're relying on you a lot. If you fall from that fifth rung on this ladder, it's going to hurt. There's a lot to lose. Yeah. But if you're just 20 years old, 18, 16 years old, no one's relying on you for anything.
Yeah.
Go try to start the business. And if you fall and fail miserably, heck, you might actually, nothing will happen, and then you have time to get back up and try again. You can fall again. And then maybe it's the third time that it's going to all work out. But definitely take the risk. You have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
You have nothing to lose.
I mean, overall, and we're not perfect. There's things that we're still trying to work on, for next year, next season. Just trying to communicate. I'm the one that's, out there working. I'm the one that has a phone. We're just trying to establish something that, somebody can answer the phone and stuff like that, because, that's one way that you can lose a lot of business, not being able to communicate. And, like I said, it's a struggle, just being that one guy that does it all, and just being up so early, being, done so late, you almost have like no time to really sit there but we try to use as much of the day, especially when it rains, to like do all that stuff and invoice. So we're actually out there working when we need to be, on a nice sunny day.
I feel like a problem that you might run into with your incredible work ethic is believing that you can do just about everything.
Yeah.
Has that been a problem for you at all? Because it sounds like if you could just hire someone, even if it's part-time, to take the phone calls, make the invoices, it would be a beautiful thing. I don't know. What do you think about that? Do you think it's just not the right time for that? And do you think your work ethic might lead you into that trap of thinking that you can do everything? Or do I sound like I'm speaking baloney here?
So, I mean, I've been realizing a lot of stuff, as you grow older, the more stuff that you have on your plate, it goes out of hand, at some point. For us, right in the summer, June, July, that's where everybody's calling, for this or that, and it can be a struggle, but at the same time, you got to see as where I can be if that's already managed, like the answering the calls, because then we can actually schedule, have a full schedule than just me, writing it down. And we'll get to them, at some point, but that makes a big difference. And you can't do it all. I mean, if you want to be a small company, you can do it by yourself. But if you're trying to be as big as you want, then you have to, as many guys as we have now, being 5 part-time, I mean, it helps when we can have a couple guys doing something and a couple guys being with me, because that just, we're knocking, it might not be as fast if we were all together, or, everybody doing one house by themselves. So I think, like I said, we're changing everything as every year, every season goes by, we're changing something, and I'm hoping that we can have somebody take over the books and invest. Where as we're reinvesting the equipment, we want to reinvest the positions that there could be. I promote I love having kids, high school. They have a lot of energy in them, and that's kind of where we like being at. And
you like hiring high school kids.
Yes.
They have a lot of energy, and you can teach them some incredible life lessons.
Yeah.
The value of hard work that they would surely be participating in, working for you. I mean, that's paramount. That's a huge deal. That's incredibly important for them to experience, I would say.
We're very transparent on that part of, when we hire, like, we're going to be working long hours, we might not work one day just because if it rained and we already had everything, like all the equipment, all ready to go, like all the blades being sharpened and stuff, there's not much to do. But be ready that those days that we, after the rain passes by, next couple of days, we'll be able to, work those long hours because we got to make up for it. So it's.
You said that if you're a small business owner and you want to own a small business, you can do everything by yourself, but you're hiring help, which kind of shows me that you don't want to stay a super small business. Yeah. What is the overall goal? What is the vision for Gomez Lawn Care, and what does its future in 5 to 10 years look like?
Like you guys may know, we started from that S10 to a 1500 to a 2500. I don't know how many trucks. I know that there's many companies up to like 500 employees. I don't know, but I know that in the next 5 years, we'd like to make our way down here to Bloomington and make a good Central Illinois side, to serve as much as we can, and have as many as much help. We know that I've understood that the lawn care industry has a lot of it's a seasonal thing, so that, if we get snow, there's people that they don't work outside, and they might like to do something else. So there's always like layoffs for work and stuff like that. So I can see the opportunity coming out farther that we can actually get more people involved. And I love having my guys comfortable, and my sister helps, and they're young, but I'm trying to show the work ethic that they can, you can almost do anything you want, and as long as you stick your mind to it, you can go as far as you want.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful and inspiring. How old's your sister?
I have two. She's gonna be a freshman. I'm not too sure about age, but
okay.
Yeah,
that's funny. No, yeah, you're a man of, I don't know. I don't even know, but forget what I just said. So your sister's not even in high school yet. She's gonna be in high school, and she's already working for you?
Yeah.
Wow, man. Good for you. If you're watching this, I'm sure she will. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Man, great things ahead for her.
Yeah.
So you didn't tell me. How big do you want to be? You want to get down here and stuff, but tell me more about the vision that you have for Gomez Lawn Care. When you close your eyes and think about Gomez Lawn Care, the storefront in the future, what does that building look like? Do you have a big Gomez sign? Is a slogan, high quality satisfaction, still going to be the slogan? How many people do you want working for you? What do you want your operations to look like?
My biggest vision is having a big shop somewhere,
How big?
As big as it can be. I mean, as long as we have, the equipment and that we can store most of it in there. Just being able to be at home now has helped us not, to pay rent somewhere else. And we can keep most of the equipment, right at hand. But overall, it'd be awesome to have at least 50 people at some point, and if we can grow as big as we can, I mean, everybody taking like a truck home and something like that, partnering up. We look up to other companies too as well, like Edelman Electric, those guys, the Lands. I mean, they're scattered around. They have guys living in different places, but also they serve a bunch of places. And the vision overall, just having the equipment, 50 people would be, an ideal. And that's, that can be a lot too. But I think that'd be awesome, having a shop somewhere. I don't know if we want to do any like nursery, having the plants and stuff there. That's something that we're kind of looking into,
Just having a bunch of plants on site in case some people want them planted in their place.
Yep. Something like that. And like when I said about coming down this way, having another shop down here too, just to keep the people that live around this area not having to go all the way up there. Because we know a lot of people that live in Fairbury come, work at some of these corporate jobs, like State Farm and stuff like that. So we want to make that feel that they don't have to go so far out. And it's going to be a lot to handle, for snow, leaves. It's a struggle, like all the odd things, but the bread and butter and stuff is just the mowing, and that's more consistent. That's a little bit easier to work with, you get one chance with the snow to push it, and that's about, all you can really do. So we got big things coming at the end of this year. So it's, and we just can't wait for next year just to explode again. So every year we're changing. So it might look different, but it'll be for a good thing.
What big things are you talking about? Can you tell me?
Fairbury Furniture is Central Illinois' premier furniture store. This family-owned business offers a vast selection of premium furniture items from all of your favorite brands, including Sealy, Best Home Furnishings, Leather Italia, Tempur-Pedic, and Ashley, just to name a few. And right next door to their gorgeous 7,000 square foot furniture showroom, you will find the Fairbury Furniture Mattress Store, home to all of the latest and greatest mattresses in any and all sizes. Also inside Fairbury Furniture is the popular WC Market, a beloved shop that offers an ever-changing selection of unique gifts and fashionable home decor. So make your home interior beautiful, comfortable, stylish, and delightful when you shop at Fairbury's own Fairbury Furniture.
Come on down to Fairbury Furniture, where the furniture rocks.
Overall, we're just going to be able to, do more than what we can as of in the snow. So we got a post to put later this year before snow falls. So
Is it equipment related?
Equipment, yeah.
Okay,
You might be able to guess it, but
okay,
yes.
I can't. I mean, I don't know much. I'm guessing probably too much. You're very kind in actually answering my stuff, but okay, I'll stop asking. I'll let it be a surprise for people. But man, that's incredible. You want to start coming into the Bloomington area, you said. What do I want to ask here? I want to ask, if demand is there, if people continue to ask you for your lawn service, at what point do you start saying, this is a lot, I don't know if we can handle the quantity, we're going to start upping our rates? I'm sure you have upped your rates over time.
Yeah.
How do you determine whether or not to up them, how much to up them, how do you balance all that? Because I'm sure you don't want to say, I don't want you guys, you want as high numbers, you want demand to be huge, and you don't want to seem too greedy and be considered the pricey people. Yeah. How do you navigate all that?
So like this past winter, I sat down and actually ran like where I could budget, kind of seeing where we need to be to actually cover all our costs, and that actually had all like the lawn care equipment, because at some point you have to get another mower, you have to replace that mower. Like weed eaters, they can go for a while until, so just trying to keep all that aligned helps the longevity of actually being, consistent. And us being so fresh, we know what the market prices are. But as long as for us, we know we're doing a good job. And a lot of people see that we do a lot of the smaller jobs that the big guys, aren't wanting to do because it's too small, or, everybody's always chasing something else, something bigger. So for us, something is bigger that one of the bigger guys didn't want to do. I mean, that can change, a lot.
I remember when I was with you filming you, you had the smallest strip of grass that someone hires you to come and mow weekly.
Yeah.
That was incredible. I'm like, it was like the size of this table, maybe smaller, and you just mow that. And curious, can I ask how much do you get paid for that? No, you don't need to tell me. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. That's none of my business. How has, though, speaking of questions I shouldn't ask, how has business been, though, financially? Has it been going up every year? Has revenue been going up? Have profits been going up?
Like I said, doing that budget, like trying to have that profit in there, it's helped, like last year I remember just struggling so much, like how am I going to get this paid, because material, I mean, all that stuff, you got to mostly pay up front. Pieces of equipment, all that stuff, I mean, the repairs, stuff has to, get repaired and stuff. It's what was the question?
How have your finances been over the past few years? Profitable? Has revenue gone up? Has profit gone up?
It's gone up. I mean, like, I'll just say, like, my first year in total was like 20 grand, and to me
revenue.
I thought that was a lot, and now, I mean, I'm getting closer to my goal, and every year we're hoping to be able to, like, if you want to hire people, you got to have that money there, and that's where everybody's been part-time for us, because we're not up to that point, but at some point we want to, be able to do all that, take care of, anybody, and so we've been able to keep a good amount in the bank, from the most part, trying, some weeks you could have, a lot of it, and then the next week you have all these bills and it goes down to half, almost to nothing. I mean, it's a struggle, but
So that first year you said you had 20. Was that 20 just revenue? That's how many bills got paid to you? Or after you subtracted all your expenses, the mowers, et cetera, maybe there weren't that many expenses. So it was nearly 20,000 straight up profit then.
No, I mean, like, that was just, what we made in a year. I can't remember, like, it's just, I don't know as much, for, once it's tax season, I let the accountant, and then she just lets me know, on that. But there's always bills to pay. The entrepreneurship can show a lot of good, but it also has, it's downs too.
Oh my gosh, dude, you take all the win and you take all the loss. There's absolutely no one else to blame. And managing, I mean, look, I am too an entrepreneur. We're two Mexican guys from Fairbury, Illinois, young guys, entrepreneurs. We should team up, man. No, that's why it's so cool doing this episode with you. But no, I mean, my first year in business as just a podcast, before I was even making commercials, it was a net loss. I went to the tax lady and she's like, oh, well, you don't have to pay anything. You were at a net loss. I'm like, oh, wow, that's great. And then finally, this last year I actually had to pay some stuff, which is, it sucks, but at the same time, it means that you're in business, you're profitable, and that's a great thing. Yep. So no, taxes are interesting. And then finances are a whole other thing of business. There's a lot to manage. But if you're doing something that you love, that you're good at, that's meaningful to people, the value of that, the beauty in that outweighs the stress and the work required to actually run the business. And it becomes worth it. And it becomes an enjoyable thing, something that gives you life, kind of.
Yep.
Would you say that Gomez Lawn Care gives you life? Does it fire you up a little bit?
I'd say so, up to an extent, yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's the worst part of it?
Like in the business, or
just running Gomez Lawn Care?
Keeping people happy. Like I said, the communication for us, that's something that we're trying to work on. And I'm not gonna, lie about it. You being the owner, you having the phone, it's really hard. So just trying to, and also dealing with like customers, as of like the neighbors, people you just don't serve. Trying to keep people happy is the biggest thing that we've been trying to, strive on, because, if somebody's upset, it can go downhill, but we try to take care of, a mistake that we did on a job or something like that. Yeah,
What do you said something about the neighbors? Do they sometimes get mad at you? Like, hey, it's
We've had
5 a.m.
We've had a couple issues just, with like cleanups or something, or, don't do this. All right. Like just don't go past this, don't go past my yard or something. Some, little stuff for us that we see as little, but to them it can be, a big deal. And, we've had where we've shown our people how to run the equipment and just forget to, put the kite up. So then,
The kite.
For the mower, how tall to go and stuff. And, we've had a couple places where, the first one, was not a good cut. And I've had that happen to myself, and it's, and that not everything is going to be perfect. We're all human, and that's, that's what it comes down to. You're not as perfect, and mistakes happen.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably stressful too to hand over the reins to someone else and say, hey, I'm trusting you to go take care of this yard.
Yes.
I'm the yard master, the lawn master, but I'm going to let you do this in my name.
Yeah.
And I hope this isn't bad for business. Have you ever made like a big mistake on one of your jobs before? Like, I don't know, maybe ran over a cable or something, mowed straight through a cable. Or...
We've had instances, like from hedge trimming where, we clipped, the hedge trimmer, you get too close to the house and stuff, but the bushes are really overgrown. Just cut, like the DirecTV line or something. I've had where I've had it way too short than I was supposed to mow it. But, you don't just stop it. Grass grows. Mm-hmm. That's one thing too. Grass will grow. So if you scalp it once, just let it grow.
Scalp it.
Yeah. So it's, I haven't broken a window before. Not yet. I don't think I have. But, stuff like that happens.
Did you say you have cut a DirecTV line before?
Yes, I have. Well, not with the mower, but with the trimmer and clippers,
Right.
yes.
What was your reaction to that?
Well,
You're just like, oh, crap.
Well, you gotta let the customers know. Mm-hmm. We've had where myself, the mower wheel slipped, hit the fence. We repaired that fence. That couple panels that broke because, for us, I'd rather keep that customer happy than I didn't tell them, and then now they find out, and and some things might have happened that I didn't realize happened. That the guys missed or something like that. Mm-hmm. As of like when we mow the yard, we have somebody string trimming, somebody mowing, and then at the end blowing. So that's kind of where we kind of see the whole, just that we're good to go to the next yard and stuff like that. So
Mark Cuban is a billionaire entrepreneur who's on Shark Tank, and he's the owner of the Dallas Mavericks. And one of his biggest pieces of advice is for entrepreneurs such as yourself is, if you're going into business, you should know more about the business than anyone else. Would you consider yourself a lawn expert?
To an extent, like I take pride in my stuff, but I always, being on social media helps me look at what, the other guys are doing, like the bigger guys, like the YouTubers, the guys that do the lawn stuff. Those guys I've been looking up to. So up to an extent, I'm an expert, to what I do. With my yards and stuff like that. But overall, I'm always trying to learn, trying to get licensed and stuff for certain things. That's another thing that we're looking into, getting into different avenues in the business also. So we got to be researching. Like during the winter, I'm trying to research as much as I can to make something work for the next year.
For the dads out there who are watching this, the lawn connoisseurs, I guess.
Yeah.
How do you make your lawn look better? What's something that people aren't doing that they could do that would make a world of difference? To maybe make their grass greener, maybe to make their streaks look a lot better. How do you get those diagonal lines straight? I don't know how you do it.
Just be patient with it. Mow at the same consistent height. If you're just trying to get the yard done, just to make it done, that's like for us, we don't like doing that. Like every week we're coming and mowing, and if this yard is like 4, maybe 6 inches, we always adjust the height. Just taking the time, and actually we do not fertilize any of our lawns, and somehow, like I've been noticing this, especially with all this rain and stuff, with the last month that we've had, our yards are the greenest ones around, like with the neighbor and stuff. So besides that, there's not much that we really do on our part than just come and mow and, like I said, take our time. So.
Right. What about weeds? How do you manage weeds? And how could I in my lawn?
You could fertilize. I mean, I don't do any of the fertilizing on my stuff. So everybody else, like the customers, they'll get somebody else hired out to, fertilize and stuff. But weeds are temporary too. Dandelions and stuff. I mean, it's kind of weird how I've been really allergic to like all this stuff, and it's been a struggle, during, the spring when all that stuff just emerges. So, it comes and goes. The weeds come and go, and as long as you're cutting at the same height, for us, we don't really notice it as much.
So cut at the same height. Why does that matter?
I see it as you're taming the grass. I would say. I don't research as much, for that part, but I just know that if you're coming in and, scalping it every single time, well, that's why it kind of looks a lot different than if you're mowing it at the same, height next
Right.
week and every week. And so
Taming the grass. I like that. It makes sense in my head. Sure, there's probably some scientific explanation to why that actually works well, but as far as I'm concerned, taming the grass is a good way to think of it.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Is there competition in our area, in Fairbury, Forrest, Chenoa? Is there competition with what you do?
Yeah, there is. You'd be surprised. There's, I'd say, 3-4 guys that are bigger than us. And the thing is, people, as the generations go, these guys that have been in the, as of what I know, like Bloomington, some of these guys have been in here for like 40 years. You got to have another business pop up somewhere. And that's kind of where there's, like I said, some of these projects the big guys don't want to do, but we can do. It's something that we might not be, as much of an expert on, but we always let them know, the customer know, this is the first time doing, a retaining wall, so we'll research on our end, to do it as best as we can. And also, so we lay that out that, there's some stuff that we haven't done yet. And for that reason, we haven't done yet. And I haven't invested that time to go out on to training for a week or something for landscaping yet. So there's investments that, we're holding off on that, that will still bring avenues and, stuff like that to our business.
So are there lawn care businesses in Forrest, Fairbury, Chenoa, in that area? Yeah. Can you name them? Or would that be a not good idea?
I don't know.
Maybe we could spark a little conversation for everyone who's watching this from Fairbury, Chenoa, and Forrest. Who do you think's the best? Leave your answer in the comments, maybe.
I think everybody, everybody's good. Up to their customers, That's why they're their customers. They're so loyal to them. Like PDK, he's been in there for the longest time, as what I know. I look up to, what he's doing, not in a bad way, but, I always look at why are some guys like Pheasant Ridge, F&R Lawn Care, why they keep some of the older equipment, but, they've figured that way. And everybody will go through a cycle of people too. That's what I've noticed. Like Big B's, I think the guy that runs it, Andy Brogard.
It's Brogard. Yeah, okay.
He's the one that just. I think as far as what I see, it's mostly him. He probably doesn't have as much of on his plate that he can just manage it himself. Which works out. Like Honegger Lawn Care. He's fucked out.
Oh, man, Sam Honegger.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Oh, Sam, if you watch this, look, people know about you.
Yes.
Wow.
So,
what were you saying about him?
It's just awesome that, under me just being one of the companies that, and I know that people still don't know who we are, my cousins, people confuse my cousins that they run it, or that my uncle, one of my
Dude,
uncles run it.
I've worn the sweatshirt at Dave's. I've had probably more than 10 people say, "Oh, you're the Gomez Lawn Care guy." I'm like, "No, it's not me. Just
Yeah.
another brown guy,
Yeah.
another handsome young brown guy."
We've actually had, this year, my dad's helped me out more. And like for payments and stuff, or somebody, asking, they've gone up to my dad first. And he's like, "No, that's the guy that's back there." And they're like, "Really?" And so, they don't know really until once we get out to the job site and stuff. So, but
Do you think being young has kind of hindered your growth a little bit? People are like, "You're the guy."
well, I mean, keeping the beard has really helped, be more mature. And I've had to grow up a little bit quicker. I mean, you got to grow a little quicker when you're running a business. You can't, not care what people, you got to care. And, people ask me all the time, like, "How old are you?" And some people think I'm like 25. No, like before my birthday, I was only 19, and it's a young age, but the years keep passing by. So, I think it's a good thing. Being young, being old, you can always start a business at any age, or
Yeah.
go to school at any age.
You come to the table, literally this table, with the wisdom of what seems to be a 35-year-old, a 40-year-old. Maybe you should color your hair blonde or not blonde. When I talk about blonde, white, gray.
I don't want to go there yet.
No, you don't think so?
Not yet. But
No. Okay. As we get towards the end of this conversation, it's really been enlightening. You're really doing amazing things, and you're trending upwards. Maybe we should also say those businesses that you mentioned, just so they don't think you're trashing them or anything. They're good businesses
Yes,
owned
yes.
by good guys, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I know some of them very personally, and great people.
Yes,
Great
yes.
people. That have you heard of the immigrant mindset? That for some reason, a variety of reasons, families of immigrants seem to come to the United States and have a profound work ethic, and the immigrant children tend to do pretty well a lot of the time. Have you heard of that, and do you think that's true and has anything to do with your story?
I think so. This is coming for, knowing that your parents are coming for a better cause. And like both my parents, they never finished high school, or got, a diploma. So that's, like for me, what I told my parents, I'll finish up high school, but I'm not, I don't know if I'm going to college, and they really wanted me to go to college. They were pushing for me to go to college. I took a different journey. Now, it's this country has shown a lot to me, being here like all these 19 years, and you can do whatever you want, if you put your mind to it. And just, I'm proud to have a last name from a, foreign country, as a lawn care company. It's just worked out, for me. And I know everybody has a different story, as of like where they came from and stuff. And so, yeah.
It is real.
Yes.
And you think that your parents coming from a different country and having that last name does something for your drive.
Yep. Yes.
Very interesting.
Yes.
All right, last question here. Gomez Lawn Care. Pick 3 adjectives, 3 words, I should say, just to describe what you think the culture of Gomez Lawn Care is, what Gomez Lawn Care is all about. 3 words. No more, no less. They can be hyphenated.
High quality satisfaction.
There we go. All right. Nice. Oh, that was a perfect slogan. I set myself up for that one. But Luis Gomez, hey, thank you so much for having a great lawn care business, inspiring kids, inspiring me even, and for coming on to my show and telling me your story. I truly appreciate it. You're a good man with a really, really bright future. Only 20 years old. My goodness.
Appreciate it.
Of course. And thank you, everyone, for watching and listening to The Paul Garcia Show. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a like, give it a share, and leave a comment. What do you think, Luis? Good guy, or what do you think, Let me know. And until next Sunday, God bless, and have a great week.